think it's time to go to another one, which is another artist we've looked at more than once now. So, Sophie Powers, we covered her originally over a year ago, kind of like The Warning. I think she was maybe one of like the first like dozen artists we looked at. And it was actually because I covered Vana, and Vana had done a song with Sophie. So we looked at Vana first, and then we looked at Sophie. By the way, Vana needs to come out with some new stuff. I want more stuff from Vana. I know she's been on tour a lot. I am very much waiting for some new music from her. But Sophie dropped something a few months ago, I think. It was last year still. And we took a look at that. And I'm totally blanking on what it was right this moment. I'd have to look it up. But she dropped another one. I think this was maybe a couple of weeks ago. 9 days. 9 days ago. I was pretty much spot on. Anyways, let's take a listen. I have no idea what to expect. Sophie can do a lot. Had to make sure the volume was right. All right, let's go. Okay, I got to start talking about this. So, usually she sings a lot of pop and dance music. This is more like K-pop. And I'm not just saying that because of the Asian woman with her there, which I do kind of wonder. Okay, Lexie Liu. I'm with a name like Liu, I'm guessing probably not Korean, but I get a very K-pop vibe. I could see this being like a Blackpink song. They do a lot of like pop, dance, rap combinations in their music and their sound. And this feels kind of like that. Though, obviously, it's not K-pop. Anyways, let's keep going. Also, I have to say this. Those are some crazy ass nails. I kind of like the idea of having like chains off of my nails. That sounds kind of cool to me. I just had to throw that out after that imagery. Come on. That just looks like it would be fun.
You know I don't mean it, it's just part of my routine. I wake up, make a scene, jump inside your POV. All eyes on my miniskirt, cause I'ma drop it like it's hot, yeah. Trust me, watch it work, I draw attention around the clock, yeah. How'd you wanna see me at your feet? Guess I am the one you wanna be. Now am I seem not everything revolves around me. You got that wrong. Keep your eyes on, keep your eyes
I think that was the end. I'll let it play another like second just to see. Yes, yes. It's just gonna end there. There's just like a 4-second outro for some reason. But I'm gonna stay with my whole this feels like K-pop. I mean, it's not K-pop because it's not Korean pop, but that is definitely like the feel of this. It's even shot in that style. Like the way they do the imagery is very K-pop. Like the hovering shots, though I have to say, it's like the budget version of K-pop because like the camera swirls around them a lot faster than I think it should. Like professionally, I think they would have done a more slow pan rather than like the fast pan that they're doing. So it's close, but it's like someone who's watched like a dozen K-pop videos and gone, well, obviously these are the keys to the style. And, that's how you do like the cinematography to go with it. Which, I mean, she's definitely running on a smaller budget than like most K-pop groups because those are all like label groups. I don't know any like non label K-pop artists. I don't think that's a thing. They're all usually done through big corps, and I like how also I'm here because of Sophie Powers, and other people are here for Lexie Liu. I have no idea who she is, though. I was curious what else would be what's in here. Oh, we even get the lyrics, too. That's nice. I love that as a touch. I don't get a link to Lexi anywhere, though. She's credited up here, and she's mentioned several times, but there's not a link to any of, like, her sites. Just because I'm curious more about her. Okay, Chinese singer. I was pretty sure she's not Korean, but well, she did appear in K-pop Star 5 apparently. So, I guess she is a K-pop artist even though she's Chinese. Which by the way does happen a decent amount. Um but yeah. But that does also really tell me why I feel like this feels like K-pop. Clearly, since they're both working on it, and one is actually a K-pop artist, that's her repertoire. I'm not surprised that it feels like K-pop. And I do kind of agree. This is a very short song. It's only like a minute and a half. Yeah, it's just over a minute and a half. But 4 seconds of that is actually the outro. So really, it's only 2 minutes and 29 seconds long, which is a very short song. Most are about 3.5. In fact, Kerosene is stopped at 3:37 because we'd already like started a couple of seconds before going into the credits. So, um, they have like 12 seconds of credits on the end of their video, but the song itself is basically 3.5. And that's pretty typical. This is a very short song. So I agree. I would have liked a little bit more to this song. But I mean, some K pop has a very strong message. But this is the sort of K pop that sort of recycles a single theme multiple times over, which is totally a thing. Totally a thing. But because of that, I think that's why it's like short. So we could love for it to be longer, but I just don't think it was ever going to get there. Um, I would have liked to actually see a little more, like, how do I even want to put this? So the song is actually about like a theft. I would have liked to see like a Casino Royale style like heist as the video. I think that would have been a better way to structure it. Like maybe a little Persona 5 style. And if you did it that way, I think maybe you could have actually made it a longer video in general by adding in like probably a middle section. So you have the first half, and that is very much the style that then repeats in the second half, but there's like an intermission in the middle. I mean, we could have even had just pure instrumental through that part, and you do things on screen that are interesting. And I think that would have been cool. And that might have even padded the song out like 30, 40 seconds to get it closer to that 3.5 that is typical. But that's a personal thing for me. Um, it was still a good song. I don't have any issues with it. It is very much in the style it's intended to be. Because I am positive this was totally intended to sound like K-pop. And it does. So, mission accomplished. All right, I think that's most of my thoughts on this one.